This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. So many sex scandals in the news this week. Sort of makes your girl, Shannon, sad. The closest I've ever gotten to a freak off was that one time Robot defragmented my hard drive. Best night of my life. Our IP Livecast starts now.
Always remember to defrag your hard drives, people.
Are we
Welcome.
saying that Shannon is a virgin? Because the closest she got to getting ass was that. Can that be?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You gotta
How many
upload
computers
a-
do you know that have sex?
Well, I've figured that if she has desire to have sex, maybe she has found some way to have sex. I mean, she's pretty horny. She talks about it a lot.
I think she talks about it a lot because her AI is programmed on our content. She's constantly transcribing what we discuss, so it creates this horny AI model, this language learning of hers.
Wow.
The only
horny
horny
because of
AI model we care about is Anne Frank on this show.
Ah, yeah.
That's our model.
And it's a good thing also
If you're not a listener to the show, that the context of that is completely lost. So
That makes it
Sure.
even better. It's a reason to keep listening to find out.
then they'll search for the Anne Frank content, just like the Nazis searched for Anne Frank in the attic. By the way, if Shannon's getting horny off of our content, it's a good thing we don't use Shannon intros on our Patreon.
Oh
'Cause,
no.
boy, that's even hotter than this show.
I mean,
like-
it's all stored on the same hard drive though, right, Rob? So she might still have access
it's a
to it.
separate server, actually.
She'd have to go
Oh.
looking for it. She's not Oh no, so
I
she
don't believe-
can't. She can't.
Yeah, I
So
don't
it's not
believe
like
so.
Lawnmower Man. She can't jump from computer to computer and
That's
server-
only Lawnmower Woman doesn't have that capability. Only Lawnmower Man.
sexist ass shit.
She would
how
get
it is.
lost anyway.
Good, because women can't drive, even like AI driving this information superhighway.
You said it, not me.
Sounded like that's what you implied, but all right.
RIP Livecast is on the air. Thank you for tuning in. We're live every Saturday at 11-ish Eastern Time, talking about the craziest stories of the week. It's Rob here with Sid and Darren. And, of course, if we say something a little too hot, something that you're like, whoa, I can't believe they said that. I need to,
Like what we just said.
I need to give them some feedback. You can always email us for free. We don't even charge you to email us. riplivecast@gmail.com. And we'll talk about our Patreon in a little bit if you want to show some extra support.
Yeah. Every now and then we do get an email from someone who's mildly tweaked about something that we said, and we usually read those on the air and try to have a dialogue. So
Remember when that dude emailed us or maybe it was a Facebook comment. He was mad because of the stuff Darren said about John McCain when John McCain died. He's like, "That's the last straw. I'm not listening to the show anymore."
that's not John McCain like murdering 9 billion Cambodians and fucking whoever else he crashed his plane into. Me talking about it was the last straw.
Or like
Well, you're
8 billion other
disrespecting
things
a
we said
veteran.
on the show.
What was that?
Rob,
I was saying it was you disrespecting a veteran in your
Right.
mind that was too
Right.
far.
A veteran.
But the veteran disrespecting Cambodians, not too far.
Right. Maybe a real veteran that like was on the ground and took some fucking fire. Like this guy was just bombing, spreading Agent Orange.
Now you're turning into Trump. I only like soldiers that didn't
Yeah.
get caught.
Listen. Trump is a roulette wheel. 99% of the time he says horrific, ridiculous shit. Once in a while he's correct. When he's correct, he's correct. John McCain's a piece of shit.
I will say I do think the 2016 election absolutely cost us a lot of listeners because we went in hard on Trump at the time.
you know what I'm imagining right now? The dude who sent us that message, all this time passed, he's like, "You know what? Maybe I judged them too harshly.
Yeah.
Let me check in and see if they're still doing that podcast. Let me give a listen." Click, and it's right back to shit on John McCain. He's like,
Right.
"Damn those bastards."
He thinks that like this show has just been the John McCain podcast for
We're
like 8 years.
obsessed.
From his perspective, he's
Yes.
right.
We're now moving on to Meghan McCain.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
which part?
no, there's no
Is-
part of that I want.
There's a couple.
Are you a fan of hers? I'm not going to.
I mean, not certain parts. I haven't
boobs.
checked in like the last decade, but I assume the parts that I was a fan of are still on the scene.
She got titties.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look, and again, we're both just undressing her with our eyes. So who can really say if we're right? She doesn't look like she has the kind of big titties that are attractive. But
I
I've been
don't know
wrong.
what that means, Darren. I've never seen such a thing. But Dusty Rhodes Muffler, I've seen her on Plumper Pass.
What is Plumper Pass?
I can figure it out.
If it's something Dusty Rhodes Muffler said in the chat, Rob, what do you think it is? Let's use context clues.
A
Text messaging application? I don't know.
Oh, come on. Get out of here.
There must be some sort of analogous Plumper Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Gay community.
Well, what's the gimmick for the moes out there?
Chubby girls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chubby. Oh, sorry. For the gay community would be, I guess, chubby guys, right?
No. I'm saying explain what it is for
that's all.
For the,
and again, I don't know. I've never heard of Plumper Pass, but it seems pretty logical that it's like
it sounds like a game like Thrash or Trash, Plump or Pass, but it's Plumper. I understand.
So plumpers I've heard the term plumpers to describe porn stars that are large.
It's not the same as ploppers, right?
Or poppers to bring Rob back.
Will have a plopper.
I guess it's like daddydick.com, which would be daddies.
Yes, like that. I've heard the term plumper in porn. Like it would be used in porn series, like big like sexy plumpers volumes, whatever.
It does feel like porn is the last area where like segregation and like calling out racial differences in the like interracial porn, like the fact that this is still a category seems so dated to me.
Well, I just think
but if somebody specifically gets off on that, you want them to find what they're looking for.
Yeah, you want to.
I understand. I get it from both perspectives. Absolutely.
Oh, do you?
I thought you were the top. You switch now.
Verse.
I will receive oral.
So kind.
Isn't that a top thing?
Magnanimous.
Oh, I mean, I will reciprocate oral.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're really not giving any ground there to say you receive oral.
And I love to offer a good rimming. So
that's nice. That's because you like it, though. That's not because that's not bottoming. Get out of here.
Oh no, that's not bottoming. I agree. I'm not saying that is.
I will concede to you and do this thing that I'm
saying there are some like I guess you could call them selfish tops that they will only allow things to be done to them and not reciprocate anything back.
But that seems like something that certain people are into being with, right?
I mean, there's certain people into every kind of thing.
Right. But I'm saying that person,
typical.
That person, it's not like a negative. It's just it's a different thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the reason I say that is because if the vast majority of women would just kick you right out the door. If you you expect blowjobs all the time and then you don't reciprocate, it's a different dynamic.
Unless
I guess there are people that just want to. Hey, I want you to come over, sit down, let me serve you, and then you can leave. Like they just want to be helpful.
Yeah, I haven't encountered that in a woman. I have encountered like if a woman's really into you, and that may happen in the beginning. Like they will just please you and like go out of their way to please you, and you don't have to reciprocate shit. But I think if then the door opens to a relationship, they're like keeping a list. Like this is all the shit you didn't do, and now you're gonna fucking do it, and then it becomes a barter system. That's just that.
This also brings it to something we talk about on our Patreon this week, which would be male chastity, where there are men that specifically get off only on serving because they lock their dick up. So you could get all the scoop. This is a much more extended conversation that gets much more vulgar on patreon.com/RIPLivecast.
And I hate to sound like a hack comic, but it's like men and women are different, and men and women are different, and you have to hammer out all this shit, and that's why being gay seems so much easier. Then you have the trade-off of being in society and you get oppression and all that. So fine, that on that end of it kind of sucks. Yes,
but in the bedroom,
you can just what you fucking want, and if I want this, I don't want that. Okay, boom, go to the next guy. Like that's because you're both men. You're coming from the same place.
Well, I mean, we're being very general here.
Agreed. Yes. I'm throwing a blanket over everybody. I understand. But that is, I mean, you would agree.
It's a bit chilly. I could use a blanket.
What?
Your beautiful Mets shirt on.
No, but you're right. Yeah, I do think that. And also I think men, I'm sure a gay relationship is different than a lesbian relationship because men are different than women. So two women in a room and two men in a room have much different needs and things that are acceptable. I'm sure.
Right, they have different from each other, but like two lesbians, I think, can hammer out what they want more than a man and a woman can, like more easily. Not to say they don't have problems, not to say they don't cheat on each other, personality conflicts, but that's all outside like the gender construct part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, while we're not going to be talking about male chastity, there's been a lot of freaky shit in the news lately. Yeah, I'd like to. We have to go over some of it. Some of it is very much made for the Livecast.
We're going to be talking about nude Africa today.
Oh boy.
Yes, good teaser. But first, I want to talk about Sean Puffy P Diddy.
I mean,
Love. Combs.
Not completely. Not what Darren said.
Right. Yeah. I thought you were going to talk about a different Sean for a second. I was like, did I miss a story?
Oh no.
Sean Gerzine's get in trouble.
No,
he's on Ginger Pass.
What about, is there a Ginger Plumper Pass?
I'm sure there's plump ginger. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm certain there are plump gingers.
Oh, sure. But is there enough of interest in that to support a site?
A whole site unto itself, probably not. They're a little too specific. Yeah. But a subsection of a site, why not?
I don't know. Like
Rob?
You like a little tuft of orange hair on your creme brulee there?
Sure. Not me.
Like creme brulee.
I don't know. Or more like your mortadella, I guess.
Bacala.
Oh, bad imagery. Bacala being refers to a woman's vagina, but it's also fish, so I always immediately think of the smelly ones.
Oh, you sprinkle a little red caviar on top, and there you go.
Ugh.
Little ginger bacala.
Oh dear.
Rob, what are you looking for back there?
He's had some bacala going bad. He forgot. You reminded him.
Bacala, not babka.
Babkala.
Bacala, babka. Bacala.
Look, she's speaking over. There she is.
Oh, look at that. Get her on mic. Let's see what she has to say.
She thinks there's literal bacalao in the room. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, what? The fish?
That's just Rob farted.
He was at the beach all day. Of course, he's going to fart fishy
Look
smells.
at this girl.
All right, Sean Combs.
Okay. Yeah, so Diddy, Daddy Duty.
Diddy? He sure did.
He got arrested this week and denied bail. So he and I are neighbors right now. He's at the federal prison right by me, but there's like a ton of new things that now, you know, we've heard these stories about Diddy Duty.
Dirty Duty.
I guess I'll read. Well, let me start off by playing the U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, who held a press conference to announce why they've arrested P. Diddy.
Dirty Duty.
Go ahead. Oh.
Are you reading the warrant right now, Rob?
Yes.
And rape.
Well, speaking of Sean.
Here it is.
As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment.
Mm-hmm.
They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
It's just so funny hearing government officials and news reporters say freak-offs all day. So freak-offs was his code name for these orgies that he would have, or these freak-offs that he would, you know. Like, it's self-explanatory.
Much of a code.
Just like plumper pass.
It's
explanatory.
They seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms.
Rob, remember how you were complaining that your
1,000
lube was like hard to find in the stores? Is this why?
You know what's so funny? When
buy
I
all
heard
of
this
the
thing that they
Swiss
found
Navy?
1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Why is this so funny? Why is
Be
everyone
prepared.
laughing?
It's a good host.
And it's like the more you buy, the better the deal. You just get a bulk discount. And lube is expensive because I'm assuming it's not. Well, I guess it could be water-based because this is for the streets. But silicone-based is
you
much
know?
better.
Is
What
this
do you
for
mean?
everybody? Was
Well,
there
women-
gay stuff involved in this and lesbian
women-
stuff?
Yeah, women need less lube though.
Yeah, exactly. And
Truly
I just
watering.
assume women don't want silicone lubricant in their vagina.
They whatever Diddy tells them is what they'll put in there.
I guess
clearly.
that's true. And the baby oil, like,
Gotta
I
lube
don't
up those
like.
babies.
I mean, I guess I like a lubed up chest. Certainly, it's always attractive to have a more glistening chest. But I assume it's more sex lube than baby oil because they lump the two
It was
terms
when
together.
the Locks toured with Lost Prophets.
Oh, I see.
Just wanted Ian Watkins to be comfortable.
Just weird. Like, why would they seize those two things in and of themselves are not contraband? Like, you maybe using.
Yeah, they're not.
it-
That's a good point. It's not illegal to have.
I guess
why is
it's
it
just
seized?
like more evidence that these parties were happening at such a large scale.
Sure, but why
I
do
don't know
we
if they
need to
seized it
hold?
like it was illegal contraband, just like it's more proof of weird shit.
there's-
Oh,
I
Give
like
the people back the lube.
Dusty
Maybe
Roswell
they'll-
for just saying anything at this point. Hasbullah was there for the baby oil. That's not how you spell Hasbullah.
No, he's talking about the fucking internet celebrity. He's not talking about the terrorist.
Who's
organization.
Hasbullah?
He posts about him in the Discord a lot. It's like some little person from Eastern Europe or something that looked like is like an Andy Milonakis type figure who's like out smoking and shit. I don't know.
Okay.
So
Well,
they
let me
call.
read this. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Rob. Do they call him Hasbullah because he's like looks like he's the Middle
No, I
East?
think that's just his name.
Oh, okay, got it.
But
Just-
Dusty, if you want to drop a link in the chat or give more background on that person,
Please get off a plumper pass and clarify
Yeah,
that right
just-
now, please.
close your second window and just come back to this screen, please.
So here, let me read this recap of what happened to Diddy. Diddy's indictment has revealed more bizarre information regarding the artist's infamous freak-offs. On Tuesday, September 17th, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams held a press conference where he ran through the startling details that led to Sean Combs being arrested. The U.S. Attorney detailed that the freak-offs were at the center of the singer's alleged sex trafficking and
Sing it.
racketeering machinations, with the bizarre sex parties sometimes lasting, quote, for days. The freak-offs, and by the way, every time they write freak-offs, it's in quotes. So it reads like the freak-offs. Like,
I mean, that's how-
it's almost like they're being sarcastic. Like they weren't that freaky. You know, if you want to call them a freak off, you know.
Right.
The freak offs included drugged women who were coerced and forced into participating in sexual performances with other male sex workers, all orchestrated and recorded by Combs. Legal documents reveal that copious amounts of drugs would be used to bend the victims to Diddy's will, ensuring that he had complete control over the people involved for extended periods. These drugs include GHB, ecstasy, ketamine, and other substances. The woman involved typically would need to receive, quote, IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion of the freak-offs.
Jeez.
That's pretty intense that they're doing so many drugs that he then hires people to bring in IV drips to cleanse their system of the drugs. I mean, on the other hand, that is how you deal with the come down. It's a great way to deal with the come down of ecstasy because it's a pretty brutal day after. So if you just get your proper nutrients, you don't have the come down. See, Diddy has it all figured out.
I read a little farther ahead in the indictment that he was on the New York City subway apparently, and he challenged Mark B to a fight
Oh no!
and said he was racist.
Oh, what did Mark B say in return?
He said, "Go to hell," and
Move the fuck out.
there you go.
That's why he went to Miami.
And
Go to hell.
Do you think
And-
Mark was ever at a freak off?
highly doubted.
He stood shoulder to shoulder with a male sex worker while they were both getting head from a female sex worker.
They were Eiffel Towering somebody. One example shared in the document harkens back to a 2012 freak off in a Manhattan hotel. After an intense night of debauchery, Combs had to fork over $46,000 in damages to the penthouse room. Combs would then allegedly use the recorded materials to masturbate. Exactly. And
Making
use
his own. He's a
collateral-
porn director, but
Yeah.
like just for himself.
Yeah.
Did they have a big long shot of a boat on a crane camera?
Yeah, I wonder if
during
he's
his-
using the fisheye lens to record some of this
Oh,
stuff.
no.
You know, at
Ike
random
Williams
points-
was working the camcorder.
Yeah,
He
if
gets
at random
maced
points
to
in the
stand
video,
there.
you just hear, yeah, bad
Oh,
boy.
100% that is in the video. There's no doubt in my mind.
If some of the participants refused to obey Combs' demands and orders, the mogul allegedly would subject them to mental and physical harm. Additionally, the legal documents accused Combs of arson in connection with his racketeering charge. A December 2011 incident found Diddy and an unarmed accomplice allegedly kidnapped an unknown person from the home of Individual One. What followed next involved the use of a Molotov, and if true, a clear, unhinged abuse of power. I believe this is Kid Cudi. He blew up his car.
Cudi.
What?
Yeah, is the accusation.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
He's just like a comic book supervillain, but it like just chose to do music.
Remember when there was the whole East Coast,
there's more to
West
this.
Coast rap beef, and everybody's like, "Oh man, Suge Knight is this evil figure. Why is he being so mean to Sean
Yeah.
Combs?" And now it's like, well, we had it all wrong. Oh my
well,
God.
no,
Half wrong.
both are right.
I feel like Diddy has done things on a way bigger scale than Suge, though. Suge,
Well, to be fair, Suge Knight has spent a good portion of the last 20 years in jail, so it's been a little more difficult for him to do evil things.
okay, fair.
He would have got
Approximately-
there.
Yeah, approximately 2 weeks later, Diddy's co-conspirators set fire to
Farnsworth
Individual
Bentley
One's
is who they're
vehicle.
talking about, right?
Huh?
Farnsworth
I'm sorry?
Bentley is the co-conspirator.
I don't think so. I
No?
don't think he's been.
It's Mace.
By slicing open the car's
He's a man of
convertible top
God.
and dropping a Molotov cocktail inside the interior. Police and fire department reports extensively document the arson and conclude that the fire was intentionally set. Multiple witnesses also testified Diddy bragging about his role
Jesus.
in destroying the car. Sean Combs continues to maintain his innocence. I kind of want to read through some of this report. I do love, it's a legal filing. So there's just like the first line is, for decades, Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. P.D., a.k.a. Love.
AKA Love.
Yeah, that was like a late era name
See,
change.
Prince,
It
get the
didn't
fuck
stick.
out of here.
He was trying to do a Prince thing, I think.
And then look, I think it does it every time. Sean Combs.
Oh my God.
Yes. Look, the third time. AKA Love.
I guess they could just cut and paste. They don't have to type it.
Yeah.
out every
Yeah.
single time, so it's
There's
fine.
text shortcuts.
Yeah, they're fine.
You could do that in Mac easily. I don't know if you can do it in Windows, but you could certainly do it in Mac.
All right, Jiminy Glick.
Thank you. Yeah, this is it's pretty freaky. And again, I have to say, my Twitter algorithm, I started liking various things about the Combs thing, and I got into like the algorithm starts recommending the side of hip hop Twitter to me that is insanely homophobic.
Yeah.
Like all of it, like the most scandalous thing is that apparently there's allegedly leaked audio of that Sean Combs's security guard leaked of Combs having sex with another male rapper, Meek Mill. And
Wow.
there's no way to, it just sounds like two black guys yelling like, oh, it's like that, whatever.
Maybe
But
they were playing racquetball. You don't know.
it
You can't
feels
even
like
tell
this
it's
is
them.
you can't tell it's that. It could be anybody. It doesn't necessarily sound like Combs. I guess
Right.
I don't really know what Meek Mill sounds like.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Meek Mill has done prison time, so maybe Combs was just like, I'm about to go to prison. Could you please prepare me for what I should expect?
the
like that movie with
implication
Will
was that
Ferrell.
Yes.
Combs. The implication was that Combs was topping.
Okay.
Meek Mill.
Well, he wanted to know what a dude's butthole felt like.
Right.
Combs isn't going to be anybody's bitch in prison. He's got too much money to throw around. He just needs a hole, but he wants to be prepared.
Wouldn't there be someone though that wants to get him as a trophy because he's so well known or whatever?
Sure, I'm sure they'd want it, but
How
then
can we
Sean
get
makes
into
one
the
phone
mind
call.
of a
that person's
prison rapist?
dead in
Like
the
how?
shower.
how do-
Very easily.
Oh yeah,
I have
You can
lots
see-
of empathy for different types.
You can
of
see yourself being a prison rapist. Sid?
Sure. I can see myself being almost anything. It's what I do from my couch.
Yeah, he's like he took LeVar Burton seriously. You can go anywhere.
Or Burton singing that song.
Well, the show inspired the song.
Yeah. But yeah, I could understand wanting to claim Diddy as a prize, but the risk is too high. It's not worth it because he'll have you killed.
What if you're on death row next week?
But
Take
then
a
you're
shot.
probably separated from Diddy anyway. You'd never get close enough.
Fair enough.
Here's how the freak-offs are described in the indictment. Freak-offs, and I want to mention that freak-offs is only in quotes once in the indictment.
Does it say
That-
freak-offs, aka fuckfests, aka orgies?
No, it just says freak-offs in quotes, and then but it does capitalize both freak and offs, so it's an event.
Damn right.
Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, here he's only referred to as Combs. I guess that's the shorthand. Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. I have to say, I never realized until recently how illegal it is to transport sex workers across state lines. That turns it into a misdemeanor to a felony.
Specifically for the act of doing sex work. Like if they just took an Amtrak to visit their parents, that's not illegal.
Right. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Be specific.
Freak-offs occurred regularly, sometimes lasted multiple days, and often involved multiple commercial sex workers. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes unbeknownst to victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, so this has been summarized.
Okay.
Uh,
So is he going to go to jail for a long time or what?
Well, he asked for bail, and the judge denied him bail. So he is in serious trouble because if they denied bail, that means that the federal indictors have some pretty strong evidence against him.
It could just mean he's a flight risk.
Yeah.
He can just buy an island.
Well, they've not only have they taken his passport, his entire immediate family's passports have been surrendered,
Faith
including
Evans.
his kids.
And the Faith Evans is on Plumper Pass, so she's not involved in this.
No, Faith, no.
I don't think Faith has plenty of royalties coming from Big E's estate still. She's doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She just might the love of the game though. She might just
just love showing that.
Dusty, send us a screenshot of Faith Evans on Plumper Pass, please.
Oh my God.
These are serious. What's crazy is, this has been going on for over 20 years, and it's only now coming to light.
Right.
How many other people are getting away with this kind of stuff? And it's not coming to light.
And why aren't they inviting Robert Pazzabini to these parties?
Exactly. Why have I been not going to these freak-offs?
And Muir.
I want to have sex with some men.
That's why you started beef
Muir?
with a Muir, and they host the freak off, and you don't get to go.
Oh,
should have thought twice.
Yeah.
There is a monthly freak-off in my neighborhood, actually.
What?
That I have yet to attend.
Are you
this
calling it
underground-
Are you calling it a freak off, or is
I'm calling it a freak-off,
Okay.
but it's like there's just like this. It's like so it's in the
Finish your
basement.
sentence.
I'm trying to. There's a lot of.
Finish your sentence.
There's this monthly sex party for gays,
Okay.
and it's in just this discreet location that's below a supermarket,
Okay.
and you could just, and it happens during the day. It's a daytime.
How did you
party,
find
man.
out about this?
The first time I found out about it was some comedians joked about it in an interview. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's my neighborhood. How do I not know about this?
Okay.
And then
They
I just
specifically
started,
said which supermarket?
yes.
Is it the Whole
It's a
Foods?
very. I'll put it this way: if you are a gay person in Brooklyn who is in the quote unquote, party scene, you absolutely know about this place.
Yeah,
Except
quick,
you.
look up
It's a pretty
exactly
well-known
Whole
place.
Foods, HOLE.
It is not a. You're right. It's a different Whole Foods. But
Just
yeah,
picture some poor guy doing maintenance on the supermarket, and he like removes a panel or something. He just sees these guys sucking each other's
8
cocks.
dudes.
That's what I wonder about. That is what I wonder about. The store is open, and like they see all of this traffic.
Well, it's probably
Not
a
coming into
separate
the store.
entrance, I would hope.
It's a separate entrance, yeah, but
You're
like
not
still.
going through the fucking deli section.
No,
Well, they
the
do
entrance-
after they're
the
done.
entrance-
They have
the
to
entrance looks like
rehydrate.
the entrance to like an apartment building. It's not
Okay,
like
so there
a.
you go.
But it's just like the Diddy, the freak off. They finish, they got to get some fluids in them.
Instead
go-
of
Right,
an
they need to
IV,
get a
it's
Gatorade
just-
at the supermarket.
They go to the C Town. Is it C Town?
Is it D-Town?
C Town is the hetero
Yeah.
one.
I want to show you
Trader Joe's? It's the Trader Joe's, isn't it?
Trader blows.
No.
Yeah.
Trading
uh,
blows.
Is
I
it the
wanna show
one
you-
like literally across the street from your apartment, Rob?
No, because then I would go. That's so
That's
so
so
close. It's
convenient.
like, yeah, like come on, I could leave the house for that.
Keyhole Foods.
I can't. I can't.
Associated.
Dusty
I
Rhodes
can't-
Muffler says it's like those Jewish tunnels. He's right. It's. the
I want to
Park
show
Slope
you a
version of the
flyer
tunnel.
for one of the parties.
Oh
and,
no! Is it going to
I
say
sent
the
it-
address on there?
Well, I'm not going to throw it. It's too
Oh!
explicit to show on the channel, so I'm just going to
Oh
show it
my
privately
God!
to you guys.
Is that Sam Richardson?
Explain what's going on, Sid.
It's a cartoon of there's 4 naked men, all with massive dicks. There's a white man holding a big red dildo. There's another white man getting fisted from behind by Sam Richardson. And then there's another guy in like rubber gloves and a green cap for some reason. He's uncut.
Well, yeah,
I
he's getting
think.
ready to fist. He's putting the gloves on to fist.
And it's called ManHole, fisting and serious ass play.
So there
What
you
is
go,
un-
folks.
He started
What is
losing his-
unserious ass play, Rob? What's the difference?
Unserious ass play is just like a little tease, like a finger.
So
Serious
fisting
ass play is the whole hand.
So you
The
might need to see
guy's
a doctor.
a little insecure. Just started losing his hair. Give him a break about the green cap. I love how everyone whose face we can see in this illustration, they look like so innocent and wholesome, like they're chasing butterflies.
Yeah, the artwork is very wholesome. Here's another party happening at a different location in Midtown.
Let's see this.
And what I like is
Dare
it's
party.
very inclusive. It's very inclusive.
That's what's his face. The other, oh God, what's his name? I'm blanking on the dude's name now. The African American comedian who's sort of heavy set and he's into pro wrestling. Rob.
Oh, Ron
Look what-
Funches. He lost a
Yes,
lot of weight, actually.
that's
I
Ron
wouldn't say
Funches.
He's no longer welcome at the bear party.
Yeah. He's
And Nick Frost is behind him, throwing the dick.
Are you like allowed to go to the bear party if like you're a twink who likes bears or?
Absolutely. It's for bears and those who celebrate them.
I see. That's fair. That's a nice. Yeah, that's nice. Because when I hear the bear party, I assume it's exclusive.
Here, the moniker is New York City's biggest and longest running sex party for bears, cubs, daddies, otters, chubs, chasers, and friends.
Chubs. That's like a plumper.
Yeah.
All types of guys are welcome, 18 plus.
This is longer than the list of nicknames for Sean Combs.
And one thing that's really impressive is they have, at all of these parties, they have free STI testing, which is really nice. It's nice.
Do the
Oh,
people
that's
administering the tests get in on the fucking?
They use one hand to administer the test, and one hand is in some guy's butthole. That's where you place the test to get the result.
Dedication.
That's not right. That's not right.
It's got to
That's
be on
anyway.
the far side of their prostate.
If you're really curious and over 18, we've given you enough info where you can look this up yourself.
That's
Rob will go with you. Just reach
that's-
out.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I just need someone to go with.
That's unserious ass play. You're only using one hand because you're STI testing somebody. I wonder, like, how effective is STI testing, like on the spot testing? Like, doesn't it take some
What do you
time to
mean?
like? Whoa, relax!
Oh.
I'm asking a question.
It's. I don't think you get the result right for all. You don't get the result right away for all of them. For HIV, it is a pretty instant. It's just a blood
Okay.
test you throw in and you get it within minutes.
Because I'm saying, let's say I had sex, 6 hours ago, and then I go get STI tested. It's gonna miss certain things, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 weeks after you had sex.
So isn't that like sort of just a window dressing type of STI test?
No, you take the test before you start playing to make sure you're. The assumption is you haven't had sex 6 hours ago. This is your first time playing.
If you're the type of person who's going to these kind of parties, I assume you're having sex like every other hour.
You probably had sex in the car on the way over.
Yeah. Sure. Well, look, hey, might as well get tested just to make sure. Still coming up negative.
But it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it could hurt if it gives you a full sense of security, and then you go there and you give the clap to somebody.
But I mean, if it's not coming up in the test, wouldn't theoretically it wouldn't be toxic enough to then infect somebody yet?
I don't.
The risk is lower. Wouldn't be as great.
I'm thinking of COVID because, like, as an analogy, and I know it's not the same thing, but COVID.
Well, some of the tests are actually the same exact test.
My point being, if you catch COVID right now and you get tested within the next 48 hours, it doesn't show up. You have to wait a while for it to get into your blood enough.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't think it's like it's a be all end all, but it's like it's something.
Yes. I can see. I mean, I do think the intent is probably good.
Yeah. And what's so funny is like they were, even though once things opened up with the COVID stuff, they were pretty proactive as well with they would do COVID testing at these things. You would have to be vaccinated to come in.
All right.
And so
when did they drop the vaccination requirement?
That's a good question. I think, you know what? I will say, I think it lasted significantly longer than the New York requirements. It was like a few. I remember seeing the alerts because I have a newsletter subscription that they keep me updated on the parties. I never actually go, but I like to keep abreast.
That's certainly not there.
Yeah, no.
Kathy Hochul decreed that all the sex parties now they're free of mandates.
Could you imagine being at a sex party and Kathy Hochul walks in?
Yes.
Now hold on, 6 feet. This circle jerk has to be 6 feet apart. Everyone, please maintain social distance.
Killed because nobody wants to hook up with Kathy Hochul.
Yeah.
Very unpopular.
Poor girl. No one wants to ram their fist in her anus.
God. Oof, that's an image.
Well, we just saw it illustrated with a line drawing, so with very happy men with chodes all around.
I mean, wouldn't you be happy if you were getting service like that? I would.
I mean, I would. I'd be happy if I was getting serviced in a way that's pleasurable to me, but I don't want to be fisted.
Right.
But the spirit of it, the spirit of it is very appealing. I'm being serious. I wish there were like sex parties that I would feel comfortable at, but I don't really like anonymous banging. So it doesn't appeal to me.
You're too much of a germaphobe.
No, that's not it. I mean, I am partially. Germaphobe is too strong. I don't want STDs.
I don't know anybody who does.
But I especially
some people
on edge about STDs. But that's not really 100% of it. Like it just doesn't appeal to me. Like the idea, if I could guarantee I could walk into a room or put my dick in a glory hole and guarantee I'm not getting an STD, I still wouldn't do it because I don't like the thought of it. I like intimacy.
Same, 100%
one-on-one. But that's not to judge anyone that does that. It's just not for me.
Yeah. That's fine. Well, another person who likes a lot of intimacy is the GOP nominee for governor, Mark Robinson.
Oh, P. Diddy. No.
This North Carolina?
Man. Yeah. This guy got caught so red-handed. Like, CNN has this whole thing about him, about how he got caught. And I just want to point out in their article, like, there's no way to dispute this isn't him. Like they're like, look, his Twitter handle is the same as his like porn handle. And then they have certain phrases that he uses that, or like his
Has he
location is.
commented on any of this? Has he denied it? Has he said anything?
I'm not sure. You could even deny. Look, he even gives away married 21 years, and the marriage year lines up.
Wow.
But then, like the smoking gun is these ridiculous phrases that he uses, like frog's fat ass. I don't give a frog's fat ass.
He's on Plumper Pass for frogs. That's a whole different thing.
Or don't give two shakes.
All right.
Gag a maggot. I've never heard of that one. Oh, look, he uses Comic Sans in this one. Dunderhead.
I like it.
Wow, what forum is this where they let you choose your fonts?
This is Naked Africa.
Wow.
Get on
They got
there.
a very good
Now, have
UI.
you heard of Naked Africa? I've never heard of this
No.
forum. It's a porn
it-
site and a forum.
Wait, Naked Africa. So this is not exclusively gay. This is also.
No, this is straight. Now we're
Yeah,
on.
this
Now
guy
we're
is-
on. This is a hetero.
Oh, I thought he
scandal.
was caught being gay.
No, you just
No.
caught being really fucking weird.
Really, really perverted, and also racist against black people. He says he's a black Nazi. He identifies
Well, that
himself
probably will get him more Republican votes. I don't think he's so concerned with that getting out.
That's fair. I did want to read some of these forum posts because they're
Please
hilarious. Now, I'm debating, like, do I read it in my regular voice? I'm obviously not.
Oh
gonna,
no.
But I was thinking, what if we read it in the Yelp review voice?
Oh.
Like, Darren, what if you read it in the Yelp review?
Sure.
Okay.
Put it up.
Because I think
Yeah,
that,
be
that
worried
would
for a
add.
second,
All right,
Rob.
I'll throw it in the chat in our G
Oh.
chat. You could, or unless you want the dirty. So here's the thing: the CNN article, a lot of information, but all the fun, dirty stuff they don't include. I have to go to my favorite porn blog to get the good stuff. So I'm excusing you from the ads of dicks and just
Okay.
sending you the chat
Gotcha.
screenshots.
Okay, here we go. Fellas, let your girl think she is in control and you can do what you want. I've been married 18 years and I have been fucking whoever I want when I want, including my wife's fine ass sister who does threesomes with me and another girl we know. They both love that ass to mouth thing. And there is nothing like having your balls sucked and asshole licked while deep in some pussy. That's it.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. I'm gonna try this next one. I'm gonna
Oh,
try this
Rob's-
next one in my regular voice.
Oh,
Let's see which we prefer here. Well, I got my surprise from my wife's sister today. I met her at the HIE. I don't know what that is. She let me in the room. I took off my clothes and got on the bed. She got on the bed beside me and said, "Okay, come on." Then out of the bathroom walked a short-haired, round-bottomed hottie, buck naked and ready for a threesome. Her body was slamming, and her face was cute, and she was feeling me as much as I was her. But the best thing about her was the fact that she was into licking my girl's ass as I am. We had a fucking awesome time sucking, fucking, watching, performing, fingering, etc. But without a doubt, the best part was when my girl rode my dick and her friend was tongue fucking her asshole and licking me. When my dick would slide out of the pussy, I could feel her running her tongue up and down my shaft, licking it, the juice off of it. Ew.
Ew.
It was also
Ew.
great when the two
The best
girls
part of this.
69. What?
That was the best part.
The
pussy
juices?
juice on
Don't
the
yuck
dick.
his yum, Rob.
Yeah. Yes, and.
It was also great with the two girls 69. I got behind my girl, and while her friend licked the pussy, I licked and sucked that pissy asshole of hers.
That I can do without. No, you gotta
We
get
had
that
so
out of the way
much
before
fun.
you get in the car.
Yeah, we had so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. She has been fucking this chick since college. She lives out of town, but they hook up whenever she comes to town. What a great surprise. Sorry to disappoint y'all folks who were hoping I would get raped or caught. All I got was some new ass. Can't wait till next week.
Hold on. hold on, back up. Why are people in this forum hoping he gets raped or caught?
Maybe he's like a jerk.
Is he a troll?
Well, I
I
guess the
guess.
idea was that he hinted to the board that his wife's sister told me that I have a surprise waiting for me.
Oh, so
What
it
do you
could have been
guys think it
something
is?
bad.
And they
Yeah.
were rooting for him to get raped? What the fuck kind of people are these? They should be supportive of porn.
Maybe he was into that.
I guess.
Maybe he was
Then he
open to
well,
that
he goes on to
possibility.
say,
Go to
the
the
piss
fist
thing is
party.
more common than most people think, and many want to admit. I have a fuck buddy, not a Facebook. I have an
Same
FB.
Probably
thing.
met him on Facebook.
Yeah. I have a fuck buddy that loves to lay on her stomach, spread open her ass, and have me piss all over her asshole and pussy.
And then kiss her. No, you can't do that.
Oh, no. The longer and hotter the stream, the more she loves it. Oh. Sometimes she lies on her back and fingers herself, and when she's about to come, she wants me to piss a hard, fast stream on her clit and up her asshole. This is how you get a UTI.
Yeah, it's true. I gotta say, I had a friend of a friend. This guy was kind of a disgusting jerk, but we were in the school bus once, and it must have been a school trip or something, because we were high school age, but we were somehow on a school bus. And he told a story about he was having sex with a girl and like intentionally pissed in her vagina. And my friend was like, "Oh, that's hilarious." And I just looked at both of them like, "What are you fucking you could kill somebody. Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, how the fuck do people do this? You can
Well,
die."
also, how does he do it, like, physically? Like,
I
how do
recall
you-
the lead singer of Rat told this story as saying on Howard Stern, because they'd bring it up often after the fact. But Stephen Piercy of Rat said he pissed inside Madonna.
Oh,
So
on purpose, or
maybe-
some piss came
Maybe
out?
your friend just heard that on Stern and brought it to the school bus.
I guess.
Maybe,
Yeah, that's possible.
I'm
He
saying,
seemed to have a lot
I
of
don't-
details, though.
Like, when you have a boner, it's very difficult to pee.
Yes.
Unless it's a piss
So-
boner.
No, it's still
Sure.
difficult for me to
Yeah.
pee. I have to wait, and it takes time
You
to
really
come out.
That's
gotta
what, I
get-
feel
so
like
I
all
just-
of these stories are bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably.
I mean, I feel like in my life, like some involuntary droplets have come out at times when I was fucking, but not like to
That's the
sit there and
episode title.
to try to piss in the girls. First of all, disgusting, but also, like Rob said, like practically impossible.
Yeah.
That's just like attempted murder to me. I mean, your body's trying to reject that. It's poison. It's toxins. Don't put that in someone else.
So sometimes she lies on her back and fingers herself, and when she's about to come, she wants me to piss hard, fast, upper clit, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I love for her to piss on me as well.
Oh, okay. I want to point out here, take a second and say Rob had the same reaction to pissing on a human being as he did to a vagina.
Yeah, Rob is. You can't judge
And-
anything by his reactions.
And watching her asshole flex in and out while she shoots her hot piss onto my chest gets me rock hard every time. Another thing she
who
does
does?
that might seem strange is that when we hang out, she still will sometimes wear her pussy juice like perfume, meaning she will smear it behind her ears, on her
What?
neck, and on her wrist. So every time I get near her, I smell her delightful scent.
Oh, de Bukiak.
And a pheromone.
Yeah.
Darren, I sent you another one to
Oh
read.
my god,
Okay,
this is a
stand by.
big one.
Oh no, I'm scared to look. Here we go. Had me another hot morning with the wife's sister. She brought along her laptop this time, and we watched some vids here on NA Nude Africa. The one that really got us hot was called Wet Anal. That vid got her pussy soaking wet. And y'all know what I did, right? That ass was wet, slick, and good and pissy. I licked, sucked that pussy and asshole till my face was covered with her funky juices. Then she sucked my dick till it was good and hard. Then lubed it down with wet. Then she laid back while I greased that asshole with her pussy juice and wet.
Juice and wet. Like,
Time out. Somehow the word wet as a noun just creeps me the fuck out.
I guess he means urine, and that's like separate from pussy juice. But he also says piss.
Yeah. I
So
don't
what
know.
is wet?
And it's capitalized too.
Like the freak off.
Watching my big dick slide in and out of that asshole takes my breath away.
Might be an asthmatic.
It looks so good. We ass fuck a lot. But she gave me a nasty, sexy surprise this time. Right when I was really pumping the dookie shoot. Good.
That doesn't really say dookie shoot, does
I have
it?
to give that a better reading. I botched that. Hold on. Right when I was really pumping the dookie shoot good. She shot a long, hot stream of piss up in the air that covered my chest and stomach. It was so fucking hot. She was coming. I was coming. She was pissing, and I was covered in piss and pussy juice and lube. Damn! This girl is good, and I can't wait till next week to get some more.
There's another one.
He's into
It's
that
short.
kind of sharing. It's good
Oh,
to
this
know.
one's a little shorter. This is from the Angels in Nude Africa. Message board, anything goes.
Oh no.
Monday, September 27th, 2010. I am currently having an affair with my wife's sister, and I just needed a place to say out loud that, all caps, she has the best smelling, best tasting pussy and asshole in the universe.
Oh my god.
In Comic Sans.
Do we think any of this is actually true? Like he actually did this, or is he just writing fiction online to feel cool?
50-50.
Uh,
Toss up.
Has
I
anyone
mean,
found
true.
his sister-in-law and asked her about any of this?
It might make. Could it be that it's a sex worker that he's pretending is his wife's sister?
Maybe. But I mean, if his wife does have a sister, there are questions to be asked and answered.
Like, how do you feel about your rectum being called a dookie shoot?
and really, he's really complimentary about her pussy, though. So there's that.
He's
Yeah.
complimentary about all of it. He's a
There's
big
one
fan.
more.
Poor
One
wife.
more. Okay, 1 week before 9/11, the 20th anniversary of 9/11, September 4th, 2011. Sorry, 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
I'm
Totally different that way.
back. I'm back. We took a break for a little bit, but picked back up where we left off. I hooked up with my wife's sister, and boy, was it good with 4 O's. That pussy is still creamy. That asshole is still slick, shinny, and pissy smelling. I fucked her good, and after my dick was coated with her cream, we 69 apostrophed. She sucked my dick and balls clean and tossed my salad, while I licked the cream out of that pussy, sucked her huge clit, and tongue fucked that pissy asshole good and deep. I know it's bad, but I can't help it. That crack is like crack,
No.
and I am hooked.
Wow.
He's a poet.
Yeah, I mean, he is good at writing this stuff. I don't know if any of it's true, but
Yeah, this is like a Hustler Penthouse Forum, 1987.
yeah.
But I think they dressed it up a little better than that, you know.
He keeps it real. I mean, how's he doing in the polls? No pun intended.
He didn't drop out.
Not that I'm aware of. You tell me.
Polls are looking very pissy right now.
Sliding right down him.
They're pissing all over his crack.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Well, he's definitely got another career as a fiction literotica writer. If he doesn't run for office again, very good.
yeah, and also I just don't understand how people could vote for it. Like these Christians, these moralists, quote unquote. How are they compartmentalizing this?
Well, I don't think that, well, you bring up a good point, which is that I don't think that they're really ideological. I think they want to achieve a certain ethno state, and they get guys who reliably vote for that, then they don't give a shit. It does, it doesn't matter. I think that's the majority of voting in the U.S. From all directions. They want their cult of personality to win. So whoever the deliverers are of that, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And
looks like Robinson is down in all the polls lately. To someone named Stein.
Jill Stein.
I thought Roy Cooper was the governor there. Is he not? Is that not who that is? Or is he term limited or something? I guess maybe.
Rob,
I don't know. I'm trying to search if there's an update, and I did find this. Robinson denied that he was behind the online posts made between 2008 and 2012, which includes statements about getting sexually aroused from memories of peeping on women in public showers as a teenager, affinity for, quote, tranny on girl porn, saying slavery is not bad, and referring to himself as a black Nazi.
Just quoting Kanye.
This article also reveals that all the posts have been since deleted.
Well, yeah.
Ever since the story came public. And if he didn't make them, how were they deleted? Who deleted them?
His sister-in-law?
Yeah.
Maybe she was the one posting as him and it was all her fantasy, huh? Never think of that?
Her hands were too slick with piss and cummy.
Let's get some urine-scented keyboards. That's the smoking gun. That fucking ammonia smell on your fucking laptop.
P.U. PC Bacala.
People should show up to his rallies and just go pss, 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 pss.
Yeah.
Wow. They found someone worse than Herschel Walker. It's wild.
It is
every election cycle now there's that candidate.
Does he have a gay son who will do TikTok videos about him?
Maybe he has a gay bastard son with his sister-in-law. Little piss baby.
Bastards are very much in the news lately.
That's right. That's why Dave Grohl is voting for him.
Yeah, Dave Grohl and this guy's bastard should make a band.
How excited is Dave Grohl though that the fucking Jane's Addiction stuff, the Diddy stuff, this guy, all Dave Grohl's story is completely forgotten news now.
Guy's got a charmed life. He
really
wandered into Nirvana. He had his own band after that. He's got a horseshoe up his ass.
And then there's now this other anti-LGBT candidate. He's a far-right activist. Corey DeAngelis is his civilian name. And he's into charter schools and what are those called for the charters? Like the vouchers.
Did he have a charter
charters.
school that he started?
Did not.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh, did he?
I think Diddy did.
But anyway, this Corey DeAngelis he's been endorsed by Donald Trump as well as a school choice evangelist.
Capital Prep, it's called, and it has 2.6 stars on Google reviews.
Oh, it's not bad. It's better than 2.5.
Yeah.
This senior fellow at the American Federation for Children actually has a history in gay porn. He performed at the website Gay Hoopla.
What?
Under the moniker Seth Rose.
Hoopla.
And he appeared in multiple.
Why is that a name of a porn site?
I don't know, but
you didn't frequent this site, Rob?
I did frequent it because they have great recruiters. They find very attractive straight men.
Oh, so you were already aware of this site?
I was aware of this site. This is a pretty known site.
Gay Hoopla?
Gay Hoopla. That's right.
Darren, it's like the site that we always go to, Heterosexual Mumbo Jumbo.
Yeah.
Our favorite website for porn.
Is that still up? I haven't checked.
Oh, I thought you went to pussyballyhoo.com. No?
Vagina malarkey. Horseplay.
Gay hoopla. Okay. Go
You've
on.
never heard?
Just don't go to hetero horseplay. That's a different site.
That's a different fetish. Different fetish.
But all the horses are straight.
Gay horses.
Just homophobic horse porn.
That'd be fucking weird, a fucking gay horse.
Quick
I'm
men
not fucking a
pansexual
man
hullabaloo.
horse. I want some horse pussy.
That's a drop.
Damn it.
Like that long pussy hole. Get 2 feet in there.
Yeah, double fisting for sure.
Go on.
Well, I wanted to play one of this Mark Robinson. This is Naked Africa going back a pervert.
Oh.
One of his speeches to compare to his actions. Let's see. Here we go.
Ain't nothing but men and women.
He says God called on men to lead, not women.
Called to be led by men. When it
Sounds
was
like Teddy
time
Long.
to face down Goliath, sent David. Not
You're gonna
DeVito,
face the Undertaker.
David. There's no reason anybody
DeVito.
anywhere in America should be telling any child about transgenderism, homosexuality, any of that filth. And yes, I called it filth.
We could pass a bill saying you can't have an abortion in North Carolina for any reason.
He says the civil rights movement in the 1960s.
I mean, to be fair, he
was
kind of
called
upholded
crap.
that by being the extreme hetero creep that he is.
No, well, we didn't read any, but there were posts where he expressed interest in trans. women.
Oh, yeah. Well, he said that he likes when it's a trans woman on a straight woman because it takes the man out of it, but the dick is still there or something like that.
Oh, he's
Like
less
it's two
man to
women, but
look
there's
at.
still a dick.
Less man to look at in his.
Yeah,
porn.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
see. He makes an
I
argument.
like watching tranny on girl porn. I want to point out they won't in the CNN article. They won't write out fucking. They censor that, but they don't censor tranny. Like that feels weird. I like watching tranny on girl porn. That's fucking hot. It takes a man out while leaving the man in.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, I'm a perv too.
Okay.
Sounds
take
like a
it
quote
back.
from Clerks.
Yeah, he talks about peeping on women in showers. Yeah, what a perv. Anyway,
He's got my vote in 2028 when he runs in the general election.
yeah, he's the next presidential candidate for the GOP.
Yep.
Who are we kidding? Trump is going to be the 2028 Republican nominee for president
Probably.
if he's still alive.
You think even if he loses this election, they'll still back him 4 years from now? Like just keep losing and trying again? They won't at some point be like, we got to try somebody else?
I mean,
They will, but he won't.
Dems are gonna have a fucking problem when he finally retires or dies, because like their whole thing is just not being Trump. Like, what are they gonna do after that? He's so bad. I mean, he's talking about dogs and fucking cats, and they're like 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
So, only reason, I mean, that to me, Trump is fumbling it. Like he's making it close by being so terrible and horrible.
Mhm.
And one thing I don't understand, I think I was talking with this about this with Rob, is like this guy already ran in 2 elections, right? The first one, he basically nominally like kind of runs to the left of Hillary Clinton without saying the word left, but I mean he ran on being
Populist.
less war, and a fairer economy and all that stuff. Like basically saying true things about her. Not that he was going to change any of that stuff, but he's a liar. But that's how he ran his campaign, and he won. Then he comes back in 2020, and he goes, Joe Biden is a Marxist and a leftist, and he wants to take your guns away and your abortion, and he got his clock clean. So you're 1-1.
But I feel like the stuff he said the first time, he then gave you 4 years of showing that was all bullshit. So the people, like, his base he has locked up no matter what. But the people that, like, all those people that said they were Obama voters that then voted for Trump, those people saw that everything he said that was to the left of Hillary was bullshit, so they were gone. I think, and going back and saying those same lies weren't going to win them over a second time, I don't think.
I think if he really wanted to win, he could just say the same lies again and say, hey, the Democrats prevented me from doing anything, or say some bullshit. And this time it'll be different. And, like, you know what? I mean, Kamala Harris
was happening also. And
yeah. I don't disagree with that as a factor too. But I mean, like, what is Harris doing? She just was in an administration for 4 years that did the exact opposite of what she's saying she's gonna do. It. The people still will vote for her. Like, you can say as long as you say the right thing people want to hear, you can win. But he's just saying this dumb, nonsensical shit. Like, he's pissing away the election. Almost seems like he doesn't even want to be president.
He just likes the people that like him. He just wants to tell them what they want to hear, so they'll cheer for him at rallies.
To your point, I think he's much less motivated now. Like, he's tired. He doesn't have the energy to. He wasn't, like, he really was motivated in 2016, and he, like, hated Hillary Clinton. You know, so it was like, now he's an old man.
He was motivated to lie. Like, now he's just saying the stuff that's in the top of his brain.
Yeah,
he's on Fox News.
He keeps saying this Hannibal Lecter thing because he thinks immigrants seeking asylum are immigrants from an insane asylum, as opposed to, you know, like, he's just losing his mind.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the theory. Like, why does he keep bringing up Hannibal Lecter in regard to immigrants?
I think he thinks he's being funny. I think he's using the word asylum as a double meaning, thinking it's a hilarious joke, and it's not.
But I mean, Hannibal Lecter wasn't American, right? He's an immigrant.
Yeah.
So technically.
That's a fair point.
Where was Hannibal Lecter from?
Checkmate.
Or was Hannibal Lecter American? I mean, Anthony Hopkins is not American, so.
Oh, I wanted to back to the Diddy thing. The jail that he's at, same prison that well, it's not a prison, it's a jail. Same jail that Ghislaine Maxwell stayed at. And like I mentioned, this is not too far from where I live, which is actually one of the most expensive zip codes in Brooklyn. And right next to a nice federal prison. There's actually a great barbecue spot a few blocks away from this place. Sid, you're a fan.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Though that location is the worst of the two locations.
I would say it's the better because it's never packed.
But the food isn't as good. I feel like it's slightly lower quality BBQ.
I don't know. Tastes pretty much the same to me.
I mean, I haven't been there in a little while. Since the gout kicked in, I'm sort of cutting back on all that stuff. So
sad.
It is.
Standing invitation to go to the gym with me.
Yeah.
Still open.
They don't have brisket there. Oh, here we go. Here's the detention center.
Yeah.
So
are you going to go there with like a boombox and play like Say Anything style, like play some songs at him?
We're going to play the Weird Al parody of his song.
Oh my God. Imagine somebody showed up and just played that on a loop. Just 24 hours.
Hey, he approved it. It's all about the patio. This is the famous Brooklyn House of D mentioned in the Beastie Boys song.
Sean Diddy Combs is locked up in a federal jail that has been plagued by harsh conditions and violence. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, jails in the U.S.
Probably fewer than Rikers, though.
Yeah, there's been 3 deaths in the last year here. It's insane. Also, I believe in the winter there was like no heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The prisoners were like begging for help.
The center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years. An inmate was stabbed to death in July, and several others have died by suicide. It's these reasons, among others, that Combs' lawyers are fighting to get him out of there.
Who's this guy?
Just that guy walking?
Yeah.
He's on his way to the Bear Fest.
Fighting to get him out of there.
Well,
the way he's walking, it looks like he's on his way from the Bear Fest.
I will say there is a video store, a very creepy old school, like 42nd Street video store, a few blocks away from here. So he might have been leaving a circle jerk.
Wow, who knew?
I drive past that. It's under the highway overpass.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, That's right. It's on
Yeah,
Third
it hasn't
Avenue,
been updated in years. Yeah.
It's right
To
by
get
the
him out of
CrossFit
there.
gym.
They want him released on bail rather than being kept in jail while he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges.
There was a little
Combs
spot
is
where the
just the
video
latest
caught up from
high-profile-
the lag, and the guy just started doing this. It looked like he just remembered he had to get to the Bear Fest. It's gonna start soon.
Like, Rob, if you just
The
showed me
latest-
this video without sound and told me this was video footage of the high school you went to, I would believe you. Because doesn't it sort of look like your high school? Doesn't it
Same
sort of look like Murrah?
architecture.
Yeah, the window. Yeah, like with the windows less apparent, but yeah, it does. I mean, it just has a federal building vibe to it.
Yeah.
When you watch like video of New York jails and stuff, like they have the same fucking bathroom fixtures and everything as our high schools.
Yeah.
had at junior high.
Oh yeah,
100%.
I've noticed that. It's just, but I think that just all government buildings look like
Yes.
that. I feel like even the courts have the same
100%.
bathrooms as the schools.
latest high-profile defendant to be locked up at MDC Brooklyn. Before him, there were R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried.
I didn't know R. Kelly was
Maxwell
in there.
complained about her treatment at the facility,
Wow.
which included round-the-clock checks.
Sean Combs should love the piss smell in there. You get the other guy in there too from the congressman Robinson.
Complained about her treatment at the
Field day.
facility, which included
Freak off.
round-the-clock checks in the wake of her associate Jeffrey Epstein's jail suicide. A few years ago, a week-long power outage in the dead of winter left detainees in drab, cold conditions.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Judges have also raised alarms. They've pressed the Bureau of Prisons for status updates and implored the agency to fix things. One judge even refused to
Is it
send
weird
some
that he
defendants.
described the conditions as drab? Like, I understand the cold being an issue, but the decor? Are we really?
Just spruce this place up. Horrible.
There's no natural light. Drab.
These prisoners, they need vitamin D. All the fluorescent bulbs are broken.
We need to feng shui cell block B immediately.
To the jail. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn.
God damn.
He's the highest profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth.
This is a tradition in New York City because I don't know if do you guys know Ashland Place? You know that street? It's in downtown Brooklyn. It's right next to Rockwell. It's over by
Sounds vaguely
LIU.
familiar.
So that's used to be called Raymond Street. And the reason they changed it to Ashland Place is because Raymond Street was the location of the Raymond Street Jail, which existed until about 1960 and was full of the worst abuses of any jail in the country for a long, long time. I think Mayor LaGuardia called it like the House of Horrors, and it's the most unsanitary prison in the United States. And it was also a jail, also a holding. Yes, we need that background to my story about jails.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize my
Very
audio was
festive
on.
music.
What was that?
Queuing
Are you
something
opening up gay hoopla while we're doing the show?
no.
What's going on?
They also had like botched executions there. There was one guy that I guess he murdered his brother and his brother's sisters like in the 1800s, and they electrocuted him and like his. Oh no! It was a botched hanging, and he just like he was somehow able to take the hood off while he was hanging and strangling himself and like trying to get free. His whole parts of his whole neck broke. His head was hanging sideways, and that's ironically that's when they decided to. His name was Jefferson. That's when they can't remember his first name. That's when they decided to go to electrocution as a more humane version of it's the 19th century of murdering people, murdering prisoners. It was a big movement in the United States to go to like electrocution because people didn't know. They like no, it wasn't time to have studied it yet.
Yeah,
and they just saw people who died of electrocutions accidentally, like in their houses and stuff. With this new technology, it looked like they just plopped over and died. So they were like, "This might be a good way to execute prisoners." And turned out that it wasn't.
Ugh. Ew. Yeah. Who else was a freak this week? Matt Gaetz.
Oh, what happened with him?
He's doing
apparently there was some story that came out that he was at a party with a 17-year-old doing cocaine.
Oh, freak off.
It was a Florida freak off.
I mean, he does that all the time with kids.
There was that reporter that was put on leave, Olivia Milsey, for having an intimate relationship with RFK Jr. which I'm just blown away that anyone would want to have an intimate relationship. But I've since learned it was mostly through text. That seems more plausible.
So it's like an Anthony Weiner situation.
Well, he was doing some stuff with
No,
it.
this is the other way where she so this morning I saw that allegedly she had sent him nude photos.
Olivia
text
Nudie.
message.
Yeah. Nude Africa.
RFK, though, what a gift to mainstream news. Every month, a new insane story, whether it's hitting a bear and dropping him off at Central Park, chopping the head off a whale in front of your daughter.
It's so stupid that I think at this point he might even be a psyop to just make people not trust independent candidates ever. Like you can just, you want another independent candidate? Look at this other one here.
Yeah, you want another guy who admitted to eating dog? Yeah, like that's a great point, Darren. I could see that.
Because I don't even remember him being that crazy like before when he just had a talk show. He had a talk show to just talk like for 10 hours a week. Or
When
like
was
a
this?
podcast, you know. He was on Air America, you know.
I don't remember
during
any of that.
The mid 2000s, he was on Air America, and then he had like his
With
own
that
podcast.
voice, or was before he had
No,
that?
he had a regular voice.
Okay,
then.
Jesus
But he
Christ.
Yeah,
was
that
just-
voice is like from the 2010s. It was an accident.
He was like a slightly left of center lib show where you talked about like, you know, people in prison abuses and stuff like that. He was, and you know, and law cases going on about. And then now he's like punching bears in the face. Like I just feel like this is a sudden shift. You know.
Well, the thing is, he was punching bears in the face back then. He kept it secret.
Right. So why is he suddenly talking about this now?
All of this stuff happened back then when he was on air. Like in the
golden age.
I think what happened was, what was the Jenny McCarthy thing? The paranoia with the vaccines.
Yeah, she thought vaccines caused autism.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he jumped on that, and that's when he started losing his credibility.
I don't know enough about it to say, but
Anytime you follow Jenny McCarthy's lead, it seems like not a great idea.
Unless you want some nice plastic surgery, because I think she did it one of the best of any celebrity.
Well, she wasn't a celebrity yet when she got it.
But she had all other augmentations after she was a celebrity.
Oh,
That's what I meant. Like
You're saying nowadays she looks.
I'll refrain from saying nowadays because I haven't seen her in a while. But I would say,
is she on Masked Singer? Is she like one of the judges on that show?
Yeah, I couldn't say what she looks like right now, but like within the last 5 years, she looked damn good though. And she's clearly had work done, but it's like somewhat tasteful. It's not like Perry Farrell.
Oh my God! Well, good Lord.
Honestly, it looks better than her husband's work.
Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, come on, she looks good.
Look at the teeth on Donnie.
That's not a good picture but I think it's not the surgery. I think it's like her hairstyle is giving her a 5 head somewhat. But that's
she's got the
she
teeth
also
too.
has the teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks.
Everyone
fine.
has these teeth now. I feel.
I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
No, she looks good.
Yeah, but that's an example where Sid and I disagree. I feel like this is an example of someone who's had clear plastic surgery. It's undeniable, but it doesn't like look horrible. Doesn't look bad.
Sure, I'll give you that. It's not a disaster. It's not grotesque.
Right, and I am not in any way saying everyone should get plastic surgery, nor that every plastic surgery looks good. That's for sure. But I certainly encourage it if you do it correctly.
You encourage plastic surgery? Oh, okay.
If you do it correctly. Yes, I encourage people to not be afraid of the stigma of plastic surgery if they feel they need it. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to you, Rob.
In
that fourth butt bump.
No, Rob is a beautiful human being.
Oh, thank
Inside
you.
and out.
Dusty wrote immediately in the chat, Rob should get a BBL.
I had a huge crush on Jenny McCarthy during the Singled Out era.
Me too.
I think because she was the first hot girl I saw that was genuinely funny.
And
was like that made me laugh. I should say, not that I'm sure there were other funny ones.
But now you realize you just had a crush on Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, at the time I thought he was.
Oh
good, but he's not my
no, Rob,
type.
no,
He's
you
not
can
my
do
type.
so much better.
Yeah, no, I'm not into it. I'm saying at the time during the Singled Out era.
I had a crush on her
I
from
love
jerking off to her pictures in Playboy. I don't know.
I didn't even know about that until much later when I was already just looking at men exclusively.
She was in Playboy before being on MTV, right?
Yeah, that was her breakout. I had since learned.
She was just a random like they go, here's Jenny from blah blah blah. Like I don't even know if they put her last name in. But then she went and did it again after she was famous, though.
Well, I remember she did Singled Out, and then she got a NBC sitcom out of it, which I think I was the only person who watched it.
Didn't she also have a sketch comedy show on MTV before the?
Oh,
NBC
that's right.
sitcom?
That's right. That happened before the NBC show. Yeah. It was first the sketch comedy show. I definitely watched that.
What was the premise of that show?
Sketch comedy show?
Yeah.
It was just.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said a sitcom. My fault.
The sitcom was like she
sitcom
worked
came
at a
after.
cafe. Yeah, or something like that. It was very short. It did not last very long.
So was Chris Hardwick.
All right, let's talk about our Spotify playlist.
Oh.
Every week we each pick a song. We throw it on a playlist. You can look it up on Spotify. Listen to it for free. There's over 48 hours of music on this sumbitch. It's a nice playlist of our varying tastes. We each pick a song. My song this week is a new track from Body Count. It's called Comfortably Numb. It was presented to me. It was advertised as a cover of the legendary Pink Floyd song. Dare I say my favorite Pink Floyd song? So I was very interested. But when I listened, I was disappointed because it is not a cover. It is maybe a reimagining, you could say, because the lyrics are completely different. He uses some of the chorus, but not the entire chorus. It's essentially like a sampled version, like a hip hop sampled version of an old track. A sequel, perhaps. Yes, because it's talking about modern problems and how we're comfortably numb to them because we're just looking into our phones. And what really drew me in was it features guitar work from the great Pink Floyd guitarist himself, David Gilmour. He heard the track and he was like, yeah, I'll lay the guitars on. And it sounds as great as ever. I will say something the song has going against it is it made me immediately run to find a live version of the original Comfortably Numb to listen to, which is still miles better than this song. But regardless, this was an interesting, I'm not shitting on this song. I think this was a cool idea, and I have so much respect for Ice-T and Body Count, so it's definitely worth checking out. Comfortably Numb. Darren, what did you pick?
Well, I picked a spoken word selection for the first, maybe second or third time since we've been doing this, from Patton Oswalt, who I admire greatly. And the track is called The Best Comedy I've Ever Seen, which every time I listen to this makes me crack the fuck up. I can listen to this 17 times in a row. It's like 3-4 minutes long. And it's about an experience he had watching one of the shittiest movies that I've ever seen, although he likes it, but that's not really relevant to the story. And I won't spoil what movie it is. Just go listen to it. You'll piss yourself laughing. That's it.
I listened back when you sent the link, and yeah, that was pretty hilarious. My pick, well, I don't know if I've said this before on the show. I probably have. That my rule is I will never pick a song by an artist that we've already had on the playlist. Mm-hmm. I try to always pick. Yeah. Okay. Typically, only if it's like a collaboration that they did with someone else, that counts as separate. But if, for instance, if Rob had picked Metallica last week, I would not ever pick Metallica. That kind of a thing.
Got it.
So the song "Aneurysm" by the band Nirvana popped into my head this week, and I'm like, man, I'd love to put that on the playlist, but I'm sure Nirvana's already on our playlist. And I checked, somehow, we've never had fucking Nirvana on our playlist. So "Aneurysm" by Nirvana is my pick for the playlist.
Oh, nice.
Very good song from their Incesticide Rarities compilation.
There you have it, folks. Yeah. Folks, there you have it. And of course, if you want yourself a little more livecast, please contribute to our Patreon, patreon.com/RIPLivecast. You can contribute whatever you want. If you like what we give you, we provide free entertainment every week. Just throw a little something in the tip jar for us. But if you donate $5 a month, You get access to both of our monthly bonus episodes.
Yes.
We do 2 bonus episodes every month.
Our 2 freak offs, bi-monthly freak offs.
Our bi-monthly freak offs. And you have access to our previous freak offs. All 5 years of freak offs now available. The last episode was pretty freaky. We teased it at the top of the show.
I think today's episode is equally freaky.
Yeah, it's comparable.
It's
another episode like this for sure.
We had line drawings of wholesome men fisting one another.
And
very nice.
Well, that wasn't on the show. That was just for the 3 of us to look at in our separate chat.
That's true.
If you maybe in the next Patreon episode, we'll show those pictures if Rob feels up to it.
Or in the Discord. Got to blur the location. You don't want to flood them with Livecast fans.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're going to be overflowing with traffic now. But and of course, if you donate $10 a month, you get to be a top Livecast fan of the week. You get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now, folks. How are we doing this?
I don't know. How do we do it?
Do you want to just do it as if you're describing the weird piss and ass play you did with each of these people, like the guy on the message board?
I'm going to do it as if these people all work for Bad Boy Entertainment.
Oh no!
And we're getting ready for a freak off. Eric, you're responsible for the 100 bottles of lube.
Yeah, come on.
Benjamin, you have to get the 743 dildos.
Bad boy.
We didn't even talk about that. Apparently, there were over 700 dildos seized. Which, again, Darren, to your point, why are they seizing dildos?
Not illegal.
What's illegal about a dildo? I guess
there might be DNA on them.
Fair. Oh, I hope they wash those dildos after use. That's
never
unsanitary.
No.
Dan R., your job is to wash the dildos after use. That's very unsanitary.
Come on.
Massachusetts, your job is to put condoms in every room in the hardest possible place to get the condoms, because who wants condoms?
Yeah.
Wow.
But seriously, use protection. Lando Danks, you have to get the GHB. LaCroix, you're responsible for ketamine. Corey and Scotty H., you have to get all the Coke Zeros.
What?
Aaron, you have to get all the cocaine.
You can't just think about the drugs, Sid. You got to think about all these amenities.
They need caffeine to get Mr. Schmertzler, you're responsible for setting up all the IP trips.
Imagine that's really the teacher, Mr. Schmertzler.
I'd be so happy for him if that's what he was doing now, but he's probably dead.
Douglas, who are you Levison? You're in charge of the music. Slinkies, you go help with the dildos. Jander, you're in charge of all the cold cuts trays. Make sure they're all fresh and not sweaty. No boar's head.
Imagine that was part of it, that he made the sex workers eat tainted liverwurst from Boar's Head.
If you're at a freak off fuck fest, and you see a Boar's Head meat tray, walk the fuck out.
Second rate fuck fest.
You know that fucking ain't gonna be any good either. If that's what they think meat is, come on.
And finally, Randy Blad. You just got to walk around and say Blad the whole time. All right, folks, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Until then, we love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.